Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. We're looking, as you probably know if you've listened to the last 2 days, we're looking at these verses one line at a time, and today is part 3. If you want to hear part 1 and part 2, then have a look at our YouTube channel and you'll find them. And today we're looking at the line, in all your ways submit to him. This part of the passage shows us how to trust God with all our heart. We do it by submitting to him in all our ways. All our ways. All encompassing. It means everything we do. Everything we do should be submitted before God, handed over to him, and trusted to his care. So how do we submit to God? Well, in this context, to submit means to have a deep fellowship with him. But not only that, but to obey his moral laws as well. Have a deep fellowship with God and obey his moral laws. We are to live as though God is present in every decision and every action, and choose with his revealed will in mind. Now, this is a mighty task. It's a big ask, isn't it? But thankfully, we don't do it alone. The New Testament tells us that the Holy Spirit is God's presence in us and our means to obey God in all things. It enables us to trust and follow with all our heart. 1 Corinthians 3:16 says that our bodies are a temple of the Holy Spirit. God's direct presence is not only amongst us, but indwells us. How cool is that? He's not some far-off entity, but he's part of us. And so to submit to him in all our ways starts with a knowledge of his indwelling presence through his Holy Spirit. But the Spirit is not only God's indwelling presence, he also allows us and enables us to obey God's moral laws as well. Jesus tells his followers in John 14:26, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and will remind you of everything I've said to you. We are told that he will convict us of sin. And in Galatians 5, we are told that he will empower us to not live by the sinful desires of the flesh, but instead to cultivate fruit of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. How kind and gracious of God. When he makes a command, he also gives us the means to fulfill it. To submit to God in all our ways is a human impossibility. But when we come to Jesus, we are made clean, and the Spirit of the living God comes to dwell in us, to convict, to teach, to encourage, and to be God's very presence in our lives. Enables us in all our ways to submit to him. So today, in response to this, take time to do 2 things. Number 1, thank God for the gift of his Spirit. Spend time in prayer thanking him for the gift of his Spirit. And number 2, actively focus on him throughout the day. Acknowledge his very real presence and see how that impacts your behavior and decisions. Because remember, God's Spirit lives within you so that you may submit to him in all your ways.